And we're back for Terrific Terry Tuesday at Parx today. Getting beat by my own horse. A case of second itis. Got to stop that today, hopefully, at Parx. Get to first place itis, Mr. Terry. Before we get started, of course, it's always first place endeavor to get free stuff. You get some free picks today, guaranteed tip sheet. Only 3 tracks running today. Turf Paradise is the free track today. Just a few scratches at Parx on Fast and Furious Racing, hopefully there today. So let's get started with the first race today and see what's going on.
All right, so we're going to go at 1 mile and 70 yards, and it's going to be a maiden claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, $26,000 purse. It's for maidens, fillies, 3-year-olds.
Yes, indeed. We saw a whole bunch of those 1 mile and 70 races yesterday, and speed was just kind of dominating there. So let's see if indeed that's the case again today. Track is fast again. Stalkers do good, but roughly 4 out of 10. So be middle forward, and you have your best chance to win. The inside 3 post positions, a little bit of a discount. 4 through 7 really have been the best numbers to wear so far. 8 and out, they have a little bit of a harder go of it as well. We do 1,000 simulations around here. We want to know who has the best chance to get the lead. You'll see that there. And then based upon our projected paces, which horses are likely to get a race today that looks a lot like their best performances, Terry? Well, when the going gets going, who's going to be on the lead?
Well, as you can see there, all but the 4 has speed, but I think the 2 and the 5 have the most speed, and they should get go head-to-head to that quarter pole just to see who can get there first. 2 has an overlay from 7 to 2 to 5 to 1. 3 has an overlay from 6 to 1 to 20 to 1. And the 4 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 15 to 1. None of them have par plus numbers, and 5, 6, 7, and 8 have the C zones.
Yes. In case you're wondering, par plus, none of them have in our 1,000 simulations put up the speed figure 74 or more. So, I mean, it's basically anything goes race here. In race number 1, E's want a pilot. EPs can pilot or co-pilot. P's, they want to be co-pilots. They're not, willing to be in charge. They're not comfortable there. PCs, they can be really anywhere. They can be up front. They can be in the middle. They can be in the back. Your closer's right in here with the 5 and the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. Well, that handful, not within a handful of lengths of the winner at the finish line. So, speed should do well here. The 6, that is that lone E, should be out towards the front there, Terry. Looks like that's the case. And then, is this race 2?
No, it's race 1.
Yeah, I have race 2 in here for some reason. Anyhow, that's all mixed up, folks. Do I have race 1 over here? Is that? No, I don't know what I did. This is all goofed up. All right. Well, anyway, that's the case for race 2. I don't know. Let's go about making our picks for race 1, Terry.
All right. Well, I like 5, Miss Jones. She finished 3rd versus similar her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer who has 20% of the dirt starts that he has a horse running in, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I like the 7 as my second choice, ran 2nd versus similar in her last race at Parx Racing. Has the highest last race speed rating and has a trainer win 60% of the races when using first-time Lasix. Daring Max, the 6 is my 3rd choice, finished 3rd in her last race. By closing, so the longer the distance, this may be a plus for her. And she is the fastest among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer. I like the 1 as my long shot. She may need longer distance, but Lasix is added today to help her. No bets for me.
I have no idea what I did with these things. We might just have to skip over them today. I'm unsure. All right, so I'm going to start off with the 7 horse, my top selection, Nuzuko. At least I know that one's running in there. Showed some early speed last time out. Gets first-time Lasix today. That should be good enough. The next 2 top-end, second race improvement horses compete. We saw a bunch of those horses, no par plus. These are the only ones that have some upside in them, so I'm going to go with the 2 and the 4. And then the 5 horse, Miss Jones, maybe some upside in the 4th career start. A small drop in class. Let's take a look at what's happening in the race right now as they're lining up. You want a little bit of value? Well, let's see. The 1 horse is 11 to 1. That's what we had it at. Lady Tozy, the 2 horse, maybe 7 to 1. We had a 3 to 5. Let's see. A little bit of value still. Mariah Catherine, 6 to 1 versus 11 to 1. The 4 horse, 15 to 1 to 21 to 1. The 5 horse. Then you got the 6. Then the 7 is the favorite at 4 to 5. And then you have the 8 horse at 11 to 1. So looks like there's plenty of opportunity to find some value in this spot. I'm going to see if I can figure out what I did with those things, Terry. And while we wait, what's the best way to make sure you catch tomorrow's Gulfstream Park show?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so it notifies you about all the different programs coming up. Go down and copy that link, share it with everybody you know so they can come and check us out too. Go to our social sites such as Instagram, Facebook, X, Twitter, Blue Skies, at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us thumbs up and likes, and keep coming with the comments and the picks during the show. It really helps out with our algorithms.
Yeah, I think I just messed up race number 1. That was it. We should be back on track starting in race number 2. I hope that's how that plays out. Yeah, if you have any thoughts today that you'd like to share with us, kindly do so. We would greatly appreciate any picks, any ideas, any thoughts on ways to make the show better. Who wins? We think Alvin, we think Terry thinks the 7 is going to win. I think the 5 is going to win. We'll see how it plays out.
The other way around. I think the 5 is going to win. You think the 7 is going to win.
Yeah, it's dyslexic. What can I say? All right, so we're waiting for a couple horses to get in, and we'll get going. When the show is over at horseracingtoday.net, you will find a link to the show right here. It'll be right here in the middle. We had Nancy Wilkinson from the Robert Lewis Stakes on the weekend giving us some nice photos and a little write-up. That's what's there, so take a look at that. But you'll click here, and then you'll see a race replay right in the middle, along with all of our thoughts for this day. And then while you're there, hit the HRT gear button right there. It'll bring you to this page. You can get yourself some Horse Racing Today gear. Only a couple days left to save out on shipping. Spring's coming. Look your best, and let's get to racing. And they're off, and they are running right now. The 1 horse down on the rail, the 7 horse trying to push forward. The 8 horse getting a really wide trip. That could be a tough spot to be. And the 3 horse is settling down in there. And the 8 horse, you can pretty much write that one off, I think. It's up the track, running kind of wobbly. And the 1 horse right now is your pace setter, LaGuardia, the 3 and the 4 in that shotgun position. Behind them, you have the 2. And it looks like I don't know who's to the outside of the 2 there. Tough to tell. Anyway, maybe the 7 horse? Yeah, the 7 horse. The 1 continues to set the tone, opening quarter in 24.03 seconds. That's usually slow enough to get the job done. The 7 has lurked up into contention as the favorite. It and the 4 are going to have to go wide around the turn to get by the 1. The 3 has got a pretty good trip on the rail. The 2 horse is in a good stalking position. The 5 horse trying to chug its way up from the back. Around the turn they go. It looks like the 7 and the 4 are going to go by the 1 horse. The 2 horse is getting into contention. The 5 horse is going to make its play here. And the 4 horse, the 7 horse, it looks like those 2 are moving the best. The 2 horse is probably going to wiggle its way into the mix, probably ahead of the 4. Then the 5, and then all the way in the back of the track is the 6. 4 horse is still trying to go up that rail there. It's probably not going to get there, but there they come. It's going to go, looks to me like it's going to go 7, and then 2. Maybe, though. The 4 is still hanging in there pretty tight. It's going to be tight between the 5 and the 1 for 4th. The 1 might actually get by the 2 here at the end. We'll see. It's going to go 7, then the 4, then the 2, and then the 5. 7, 2, 4, and does that go 7, 4, 2, 5? Yep. That's the way they go. So that should pay pretty well with the $19 horse, 19 to 1 in second place. I should have played the Superfecta there, Terry.
Yeah, you should have.
But I didn't. So, so be it. Let's move on to race number 2. Oh, we got all kinds of stuff going on there. The 5 horse. Hey, Lateran, how are you? Nice for you to join us today. The Elvis, the 7 horse one. 10 to win on Pennington. Elvis, Careers America. You already read it. Yes, indeed. I don't have time to play. We don't have time to play either, my friend. So we're going to go do race number 2. Let's do that, Terry.
Okay, it's 6.5 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $20,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since November 4th.
So 6.5 furlongs. The profile of a winner favors horses that have the some closing actually so far, although 36% have gone wire to wire. So again, as we talked about yesterday, be on the front or be in the back. Terry, inside post positions are better than outside post positions. In race number 2, where do we find the gas?
Well, it's really anyone's guess. As you can see, all of them but that one have speed, but the 3 outside horses show the most speed. So one of those would probably get to that quarter pole first. And then the 1 has an overlay from 12 to 1 to 15 to 1. The 2 has an overlay from 6 to 5 to 5 to 2. The 5 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 4 to 1. All but the 3 and 4 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones.
So as far as simulation odds, when we do the 1,000 simulations, we calculate how many times each one wins, and then we create the odds from that. So what we're hoping for is our post-time odds will be a little bit higher than our simulation odds. So we get some horses on sale. I think I got this right now. Race number 2. As you can see, the 6 horses we went through last time out wants to lead. Really nobody else behind that horse. The 5 and the 8 want to close. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7 not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. As you pointed out, Terry, in our simulations, the 3 outside horses want to be on the lead. They're about a length quicker than everybody else, so one of those 3 should get to the front. You got to be careful not to get forced wide, though. Aaron's Enthusiasm, the 2 horse, that one will be coming with the most enthusiasm at the end, about a length quicker than everybody else, and really shouldn't be all that far off the pace here. Top total pace picture, Terry. Usually the top 4 produces the winner. The 2 horse, the closer, or the 6 horse, the speed. Which one do you have?
All right. Well, I'm starting out with Peyton's College, the 6. She's finished in the money in her last 6 starts. Won 3 of those races, drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Why Not Babe, the 7's my second choice, has won 2 races out of the last 3 starts at Parx Racing. Drops in class today. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Aaron's Enthusiasm, the 2, is my third choice, has won 2 races out of the last 5 starts at Parx Racing. She has the highest last speed rating, and she switches a high percentage winning jockey. Confirmed Genius, the 5, is my long shot. She has won 18% of the races at Parx Racing that she's ran in, and she has a highest speed figure at today's distance. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play the very first pick 4. I'm going to use the 6-7 with the 3-5 with the 1-2-5-6 with the 1-2-4-5-7 and 8 $48 cost.
I think the 6 horse Peyton's College could be a tough one in here to tackle there, Terry, with that lone E. Resume says that the second race after a layoff should be at least as good or perhaps a lot better than the first race. Aaron's Enthusiasm, you have Paco Lopez on a horse that showed better early pace and better fractions last time out. Look out. The 5 horse Confirmed Genius, third start after a layoff, that classic handicapping angle. Consistent performer that should be on the lead, and speed has been dominant as of late. And then 7, Why Not Babe? Maybe needs one. This is the first start after layoff, and that first start after layoff record's a bit spotty in there, but that has its best published workout between races, so maybe that horse will come off the bench ready to fire for a change. I'm going to go against that. I'm going to go with the 50-cent pick 4, 2-5-6 with the 1-3, with the 1-2-3-4-6, 1-2-3-6, excuse me, and the 1, 4, and 5. I think that's 9 times 436. I think that's $36, folks. A little bit on the skinny side for me on that opening one. Race number 3, Terry, is next on our itinerary. Let's talk about this one.
All right. So in race 3, we're going to go to 6.5 furlongs, claiming $7,500 claiming price. Purse is $20,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since November 4th.
Just a little bit of an update. In the opening race, there's a little bit of an objection there. 4 horse saying the 7 horse cut him off, but I don't know about that, to be honest with you. I don't really see anything in there that merits that, but you never know. Usually Parx settles things pretty quickly, so it's kind of shocking to me that it's taken this long because I honestly didn't see anything at all in there. I didn't see any interference. But we talked about 6.5 furlongs being one that's a barbell race, be on the lead or close. We also talked about the fact that inside is better than outside. So if someone's going to get to the lead, Terry, in race number 3, who might that be?
Well, they all show speed, but if you look here, the 3 has the most speed. So I think the 3 gets a good break. It'll get that quarter pole first. That 1 has an overlay from 7-2 to 4-1, and the 3 has an overlay from 8-5 to 3-1. All but the 2 and 5 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones, and the 3 has a nice 40% Q30.
So Q30, we'll explain that data point. Those are queer-in points. Any horse that gets 30% or more of the available queer-in points for the race is one that merits your attention, according to research done by James Quinn in his book, The Complete Handicapper. You can bet those horses blindly because they turn a positive ROI. Let's see how this race shapes out. If I got this correctly, well, your 5 is the only one that wants to lead. 2, 3, and 4 want to be in pressure positions, and the 1 and 6, they prefer to close. But at the start of the race, it does look like the 3 and the 1 horse. That's a closer with enough early speed to get in contention. We call those left arrow horses. They can be very troublesome. The 6 horse, Between Dreams, is the one with the most late speed, but really only Luella Street and La Turista not fitting into that picture. Top total pace, Terry, we got the 3, we got the 1, and then about a 4-point drop from there. So maybe one of those two is a single, Terry. Which one do you like?
Well, I like the 3 in here as my first choice. She won her last race at Parx Racing, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Lots of boxes marked off. Number 5 is my second choice. Ran second in her last race. She has a high percentage winning jockey. The 1 is my third choice. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and the Rail Post is winning at an 18% clip. She drops in class today. And then Rolls Royce Joyce, the 2 is my long shot, likes Parx Racing, been in the money 60% of the races, winning 10% of those starts. And at today's distance, she's been in the money 54% of the time, winning 23% of those starts. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start with the 3 horse 2, Mon Petit Chow. Mon Petit. Mon Petit, probably Chow. I was working with Tom on Foreign Fridays, which will be at Hong Kong this Friday. You won't miss that if you hit the subscribe button, the like button. If you're watching on X right now, kindly retweet so other folks looking for horse racing content can find us. We'd greatly appreciate it. And any interactivity, you give us a comment, you come back and watch the races, you go ahead and retweet. Any of that stuff helps us with the algorithmic scores so more people can find us. Hopefully, you'll want to come back if Mon Petit wins. That one has a top last race speed figure, 10 points better than everybody else. Should be up on the lead here today, third after layoff. Just a lot of good reasons to think that one could win. Number 1, Parisian Vibe, hot rail for sure. Tough trips in the last 2 races. A clean trip today would be a difference maker. Rolls Royce Joyce, only class dropper in the field. That one is a little bit better early and has the top C-zone race in here. So it should be the most comfortable pace for that one. And then finally, number 5, La Turista. That one is your lone E, but I think it's questionable if it can get to the front today. And it's making its second start after a layoff. And quite frankly, looking back through the PPs, find that that's kind of a spotty spot for that horse. I'm going to go with 23 to win, 10 to place on the 3 horse as I get started with my $100 budget today, Terry. I just hope it doesn't finish second again, as has been the case the last couple of days. So maybe just take my horse and put every other horse to beat it and put it in second place. Race 4, next for us, Terry. Let's go through this one.
All right. Race 4 is 1 mile and 70 yards, claiming $7,500 claiming price, $21,000 purse for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards, which have not won 2 races.
And we saw in the opening leg, the horse got to the front, kind of stayed at the front all the way around the track. That's kind of been the way at Parx lately, and that's the way at 1 mile and 70 yards too. More than 4 out of 10 right now are getting to the first call first and getting to the finish line first. The inside 3 horses, a little bit of a discount, 4 through 7. The best post positions to where we saw that last time. 7 got to the lead, speed, great post position. 8 and out, a little bit of a discount. Terry, do we have anybody in 4, 5, 6, or 7? There's not that many horses here, but who's going to get the lead?
Well, there's actually all the horses show speed again, but that 2 shows a lot more speed than everybody else. Should get to that quarter pole first. The 4 has an overlay from 2-1 to 4-1. 5 has an overlay from 9-2 to 5-1. All but the 1 and 3 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones.
Almost a 30 right here on this Lady Robo. Look out if Lady Robo is your tone setter when this race gets going. Our trip handicapping tells us the 2 and 6, they want to be on the lead. The 1, 3, 4, and 5, well, they want to close. Let's see who's going to get the lead. According to this, it says the 2 and the 3. So another left door horse in here with Stella D'Amore. The late speed in this spot goes to Jason Liam. A 10-point advantage over the next closest horse. That's 2 lengths, folks. If that 6 can break sharp, definitely has the late stamina to finish the race on the lead. It's also your top total pace horse. Terry, the question is, do you want speed or do you want a closer?
Well, I'm going to go with 6, JC's and Liam. She's finished in the money in 4 races out of her last 5 starts, and she's won one of those starts. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I like Lady Robo. The 2 is my second choice, finished in the money in 50% of her races at Parx Racing, won 17% of the starts, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Sister Eve, the 5, my third choice, has a high percentage winning jockey, can improve while returning to a route. The 1 is my long shot. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 19% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route, and her best dirt speed is close to the average winning speed. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4, Don Johnson, Miami Vice, 1, 2, 5, 6 with the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8 with the 1, 2, 7, 8 with the 4 single for $48.
I'm going to bet the 2 horse, the speed on top here, Terry. That one, very likely pace setter and catching a little bit less weight today for Lady Robo. And then Jason Liam. This one's moving up a little bit in class. It is the lone E, but I don't know that it's going to get to the front or wants to be on the front. But it does have the 10-point late pace advantage. So that horse comes out of that turn rip-roaring and ready to go. It could be very difficult to fend that one off. The 1 horse, aside from the 2 horse, the only other horse in the race that has actually got a par race on the resume. And then Stella D'Amore, the 3 horse. If the 2 doesn't get the lead, the 3 will be on the lead most likely here. This one, we saw speed, and speed yesterday, so I think you got to include it in. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 6 with the 1, 4, 5 with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 5, and 8. The 4, 6 for a $48 pick 4 for me as well. The 5th race on the card closes out the first half. 10 races today in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. And we see the common theme today, Terry, with this distance and length.
Yep. We're going to mile 70 again with the claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Got some long shots from Private Ross. Race 7 to 1, Thirsty Thursday, 20 to 1, and race number 4, I think, Robo Warrior at 20 to 1. So liking that. Race 9 to 4, Robo Warrior, 20 to 1. And race 7, the 1 horse. All right, so we got that. Hey, there's a couple of long shots in there. If you have some long shots, some best bets, like Private Ross and Terry, just let us know in the comments section. We're all interested in knowing which horses are going to win where today. Yeah, race 5, taking a look at the race shape of 1 horse in here. Bold Opportunity, your lone E. Again, a bunch of horses in the middle, a couple that want to close. The 1 horse, is it going to get to the lead, Terry? Looks like it might struggle to get there. Take Me to the Moon might take them out of the gates on the lead today. It's got about a length advantage over the 8 horse Dawson, who is usually a closer. That left arrow action again. The end of the race, Bold Opportunity. What is this? The speed horses want to come from the back, and the back horses want to be up front. It's backwards day, I guess. And then finally, top total pace. Really no standouts in here, but these 3, the 1, the 8, and the 5 points better than the rest. So I think those 3 likely finds your champion today. Terry, what do you think?
All right. Well, I like in here the 1, Bold Opportunity. He is a high percentage winning trainer and the jockey, and drops in class today. The 5 is my second choice, drops in class today and can handle the distance. And then Take Me to the Moon, the 4 is my third choice. He has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer and can improve with shorter distance. Dawson, the 8, is my long shot, drops in class today, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
So, Elvis, which race are you talking about? Robbery. Who's that? Let's see. The 5 horse. Robbery. I don't see. Maybe that's a different track. Let us know what you're talking about, Errol, so we know which horse you are referring to. I'm going to go with the 5-horse Zihoetejo. I know I screwed that up, but nonetheless, he ran the top last race speed figure. Was 3 points better than everybody else. And he is your biggest class dropper in here, moving down 1.5 lengths relative to everybody else. Take Me to the Moon. That one's likely to be your pace setter. Early speed's going to be the theme. This one was better with all of its race internals last time out, but it is 50-50 in the second start after layoff. Sometimes really improves and sometimes doesn't. Bold Opportunity, the 1-horse, maybe the most upside in the race. It's the other class dropper making the second start after a layoff, but maybe the inside post position a little bit of a drag. And then Blackwater Falls, the 7-horse, quite frankly, there's not a whole lot to separate the rest. So I'm going to take the one with the top Z-zone and the highest odds. Some more money for me in play here. 23 to win, 10 to place on the 5-horse. Hopefully I can get some decent odds on that one today. Second half of the card starts, Terry, with race number 6. But before we get to that, let's once again mention some free picks today at Turf Paradise. Maybe we have some 20-1 shots, but we have a best bet in the dash for 350 yards, a 2-horse, AJ Cream Crown as the top pick there. Those picks can be found in links in our description on YouTube and anywhere you're following us over at Horse Racing Today as well.net. Race 6, Terry, starts the second half, the back half of today's Tuesday card. Terrific Terry Tuesday and familiar distance.
Yep. Another 1.70 miles, and it's $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since August 4th.
And the 1.70 speed, baby. We know speed. We know 4 through 7, the best place to be. So give me some speed, Terry.
Well, let's see. If you look here, you can see that they all have speed. And so it's really, and a lot of them are really close together. So it's really going to be anyone's guess in here. The 2 has a overlay from 9-2 to 8-1, and the 3 has an overlay from 12-1 to 15-1. 1, 2, 7, and 8 have the par plus numbers, and all but the 1 and 6 have C zones.
As we move forward to our race piss, another one here, Loney Tomer. They can get to the lead. Everybody else wants to be middle back. You have a little flexibility in the 2 and the 8. Doesn't really look like there's any barn burners in here. These numbers are pretty much on the light side. Classy Miss, maybe on the outside. If I had a chance, that one's probably going to be your pace setter in here. It's on the inside. Really tough to tell. But we do know that Helena Ritz, Artenderoni, again, a lot of horses in here are very similar numbers, Terry. This race is pretty much up for grabs. If you look through here, all except for the 5-horse Color Rush, everybody's else within 8 points, so about a length and a half of each other. Take out the 6-horse, and everybody's within a length. So get bumped, get wide. Man, you better make sure you get a good trip in this pace, Terry. Who's going to get it?
Okay, what I like, if I had a chance, this 2, she likes Parx Racing. She's finishing the money 70% of the time here, winning 35% of those starts. The distance won't cause any problems. She finished the money 63% of the time and won 38% of the starts. Then I like the 1, Artenderoni. She finished in the money 77% of the time at Parx Racing. Returning to her route can help, and the distance won't be a problem as she's finishing the money at 88% of the races and won 24% of those starts. Classy Myths, the 8, is the third choice. She finished in the third versus similar to last race. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters. And then the 7 is my long shot, drops in class today and likes the distance. No additional bets for me here.
2-horse, If I Had a Chance. We both going on a little bit of a long shot there, Terry, with If I Had a Chance. That was catching a weight break. Solid improvement in its last race. A pace setter in perhaps in a otherwise wide open race. And we know getting to the front can be helpful. Classy Miss, the 8-horse, did run the top last race speed figure, a handful of points clear of the next closest horse. And all of its race internals were better. Today, third start after layoff. So reason to believe the improvement can continue. Artenderoni should be better in the second start after layoff, but if Parx hasn't found the winner's circle yet, 13 races, no wins, but 10 of them either in second or third place. And then also taking about a 1-length class drop here. Color Rush, the 5, by far the best C-zone in the race. And I think this one, in a race that can go a lot of different ways, should really like the way this one plays out. No bets for me, but this would probably be an excellent trifecta race because I would imagine there's going to be some upsets in here. On the 7th race begins the late and final pick 4, Terry. So let's get to work on this one.
We're going to shorten up to 6 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since August 4th.
6 furlongs. The first time we're going to see this. I think the only time we see 6 furlongs today. Middle forward, absolutely 1,000% the best way to get to the winner's circle. In fact, 41% of the time, be the most forward, and you're going to find yourself to the finish line first. It's a bit of a rail bonus for big brown shoes. The best place to wear is a 2 or a 3. Anything from 4 and out, a little bit of diminishing return. So inside 3 speed, Terry, could make it very difficult to win. And one of them on the inside 3 has the most speed.
Yeah, that's true. They all show speed, but the 3 and the 6 show the most speed here. So they could go head to head to that quarter pole. And that 1 has an overlay 8-1 to 10-1. The 6 has an overlay from 3-1 to 4-1. The 8 has an overlay from 2-1 to 3-1. All but the 2 and 3 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones. And the 6 has a nice 44% Q30.
Yeah, that's a pretty big number for that 6 horse. Nurendorf, also a top C zone in there. Should be on the pace. A lot of things pointing to that 6 having a nice trip today. And well, the trip it's looking for will be up on the front. The 7 horse is a lone EP. Look out for those. They can be really dangerous because if this trio goes too fast, you can be patient and sit in front of these and make them move first. And if they go too slow, you can say, you know what, get out of my way. As the race gets going, it does look like Neudorf, a little bit quicker than Red Revolution and Big Brown Shoes. He's got to be careful again, though, not to get pushed wide. As the race comes to its end, Gbert, about a length better than Cousin Andrew. Our top total pace picture tells us Gbert, the closer, would be wild. Well, the 3 outside horses, Terry, the 6, 7, and 8, more than a length combined, better than anybody else. Any of those make the top of your tickets today?
Well, I like the 4. Assad. He ran second in his last race. He has the highest last speed rating. Best start speed is fast Monday starters. He has a high percentage winning jockey. Then Newforth, the 6 is my second choice. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. His early running style, speed style helps his chances, and he can improve at the shorter distance. Gbert, the 8, likes Parx Racing. Has been in the money 45% of the time, winning 19% of those races. And at today's distance, been in 56% of the money, time in the money, and has won 24% of those starts. His Big Brown Shoes, the 1, my long shot, he's won 20% of the starts at Parx Racing, and the Rail Post is winning at a 20% clip. And then I'm going to play the last pick 4. The Miami Vice, Don Johnson, 1468 with the 14 with the 357 with the 1238, a $48 cost.
You know, this 4 horse in here, Terry, this is kind of a mind blower. Did it peak last race? Because it ran the top last race speed figure, 11 points better than anybody else. Missed just by this much at this level. And this is the second start after layoff. So I think it can improve by just this much. And that 11-point speed figure distance, everybody else got to come up a lot, or that one's got to regress a lot. Likely to actually stay at least at that same level in the second start. Neudorf, speed and fade last time out, has that huge Q30. Cut back in distance, going to be the difference maker today. Would be wild. This one's been a minute since this one has made 2 consecutive starts in a row, about 9 months. So maybe this horse is finally healthy, and I find that angle to hit at a pretty nice regular ability. And then 8 horse Gbert, by far the most backclass. It is our simulation favorite, but the recent form has really been somewhat questionable. So I'm going to leave that one out of my pick 4. I'm going to go 4-6 with the 1-4-5-6, with the 3-4-5-7, and the 1-2-8 for my $48 pick 4. How long do we have to race number 2, Terry?
3 minutes.
So we can blast our way through race number 8. So let's go about making our work quick here.
All righty. So in the 8th, it's a mile and 70 yards again. Optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price. Purse $28,000 4-year-olds and upward, which have started for 25,000 or less and have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of 25,000 or never won 3 races.
So going back a race, we got Caesar telling us the 6. Definitely take advantage of that one. And we have Ramon saying he likes the 4 like you and me. So it's 3 of us against 1 there, Caesar. I think you lose out. Buck 70 again. Speed's doing pretty well. No doubt about that at Parx at a mile 70. You want to have a post position 4 through 7 is the ideal place to be so far, Terry. So in race number 8, speed's going to be the way. Where's the speed at?
Well, all but the 3 show speeds, but the 6 and the 1 have the most speed, and I think that those 2 could go head-to-head to that quarter pole. Of course, the 5 could have something to say about that. The 1 has an overlay from 95 to 5 to 2. All but the 3 have par plus numbers, and all but the 6 have C zones, and the 1 and the 5 have Q30s that are nice, especially that 1 has a 40%.
Mm-hmm. Our race shape for a battle of some bets here. Really nobody on the lead. The 1 and 5, they can take the lead or be patient. Everybody else middle back. The 1 and 5 should really kind of get the pace that they're looking for in here. Looks like the 1 might set the tone early with the 6 giving it a little bit of push. Ike's Gamble, the 5, will sit right in that shotgun position, look to maybe pounce at the end of the race. Motascari, the most late speed, Majestic Lion, Prince of Chill, and then Ike's Gamble up there as well. Top total pace in here, Terry. You got the 1, the 2, and the 5, 7 points clear of each other. Looks like the 1 and the 2, and then maybe the 5. Your best bet of the day is the 1.
It is. I like Sunday Spirit as my best bet. And he has finished in the money in 9 races out of the last 10 starts. When 2 of those races has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 19% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route. Number 4, Prince of Chill is my second choice. Finished 3rd versus similar in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and he has a good workout on January 29th. That's 2 is my 3rd choice. Finished in the money 50% of his starts at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer. Majestic Lion, the 3 is my long shot. He finished 2nd versus similar in his last race, and he switches to high percentage winning trainer, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to bet 10 to win, 20 to place on number 1. $5 Exacta box, 1, 2 with the 1, 2, 4, and then a $10 Exacta 1 on top with the 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think the 5 horse is ready to win, Mr. Terry, because they're going to put Paco on there. After the horse ran the top last race, speed figure 5 points better than everybody else, dropping 1 length in class. Horse showed better pace and fractions. It's going to sit on a big race today. If not, Sunday Spirit, most upside in the race. The rail does hurt a little bit. Has performed well at Parx 5 times out, 2 wins, a second, and a couple of thirds, and very likely the one that people got to chase down. If not, that'll be the 6. Prince of Chill, probably better in the second start after a layoff. And then top of the street, if the 1's not on the lead, the 6 probably is on the lead. The resume says the 6 will be better in its second start after a layoff. My money that I have left, 24 to win, 10 to place on the 5. All right, race number 2. Let's see this one's about to get going, Terry. If we're looking for some value in race number 2, the 6 is your favorite at 3 to 2. The 1 horse, we have a 12 to 1. It's 36 to 1, so maybe a little bit of value there. The 2 horse is the second choice at 6 to 5. Let's see. The 5 horse, 7 to 2, a little bit of value there. The 8 horse, why not Babe? No, so really, it looks like the best place to find a little bit of value for a horse that maybe have a chance to win is the 5 horse. If you want to throw one in for value in the back half of your exactas and trifectas, Melodia might be a good one to put in there to fatten up the exotics. They're off and running, and the 5 horse has jetted to the lead there, Mr. Terry. Looked like I got a pretty easy jump on the rest of the field. Again, speed has been the preferred running style. The 2 and the 6, your favorites, have pulled up in there. They're going to squeeze that 5, put them in the middle. And the Buffalo Girl to the outside at 7 to 1 is the 7 horse. The 7 horse at 9 to 1. They make their way down the back stretch here, 23 and 66. So not really all that fast. The 2 horse, the 1 to 1 favorite, the 5 horse on its outside. The 6 now and the 7 horse are going to make their turns for home. The 4 horse in the back of the pack is looking to get itself into the mix. The 5 horse is put a nose in front of the 2, so I'd say there's probably a good chance that the Tuesday is done, and the 6 horse is on the outside. Well, the 2 horse might re-rally in there. It's looking like a pretty tough call, though. It's usually when a horse goes by, the other ones have a hard time finding their way to it. The 2 horses trying to move outside, trying to get that horse to switch leads. He's not going to switch leads. The 5 horse is going to be your winner. I think the 6 horse is going to find its way into second place, but maybe not. It's going to go 5, then 2, then 6, then 7. So speed again, Terry, getting to the lead, 5, 2, 6, and 7. That has been the answer at Parx the last couple of days. Just get to the front, and everybody else is not going to catch you, it looks like. Maybe we can find a front runner in race number 9, Terry, to single up in our beginning of the late daily double.
All right. Well, it's 6.5 furlongs, claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, $32,000 purse for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since November 4th. Claiming races of 16,000 or less, not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
6.5 furlongs. I know it's the 4th time we've talked about it today. Barbell, closer or speed? Well, the way the track is playing, I would definitely think about speed. Inside is better than outside. Terry, well, I mean, speed has been the way. It's been dominating. Is there anybody in here who's dominant speed-wise on the inside?
Well, I don't think there is, because the 3 and the 7 have the most speed, although all of them have some kind of speed in here. The 3 and 7 could go head-to-head to that quarter pole. The 2 has an overlay from 7 to 2 to 5 to 1. 7 has an overlay from 3 to 2 to 3 to 1. All of them, but the 4 have par plus numbers, and they all have C zones.
Big par plus on that 7 horse down there. 44% chance to run a speed figure equal to or better than 84, which is the average winning speed figure. Our race shape tells us the 3, 5, and 7 on the lead, the 6 in the middle, 1, 2, and 4. So that is balanced. You want the speed of the speed from these 3. Who's that likely to be? Well, it's likely to be the 3 and the 7. The 5 horse might be the odd horse out. Renee's 6 late speed, if that's the way, which hasn't been. Missy 66 to 1 horse. Sundria of the speed horses, the 5. Renee's knee 6 is in there, although Golden Moonlight's a part of that picture too. In fact, that one is your top total pace, about 4 points clear of the 5. I just wonder if the 5 might struggle if it doesn't get to the front. Terry, who do you think is going to be at the front when it's all over?
Well, I like the 3. She's won 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick now, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I like Renee's 6. The 5 is my second choice. She ran second versus similar last race. She has the highest last race speed rating, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Golden Moonlight, the 7 is my third choice. Switches to high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 30% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse. And then she can improve what the shorter distance, and her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. She actually tied with another horse. And then the 1 Sundria is my long shot. She finished third versus similar last race. Rail Post winning an 18% clip, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starter, actually tied with the 7 Golden Moonlight. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
Duela Dent has a pretty good chance to be on the lead today. Again, that's really been the dominant force. Easy win last time out on the lead, and did so with much better early pace and times. The 7 horse, Golden Moonlight, that one could ride shotgun, maybe the most consistent performer. Cut back in distance today might be the difference. Renee's knee 6, top last race speed figure, 4 points better than the next closest horse. Plenty of back class. This one's coming off the bench, might need a race because its first up record is iffy at best. Finally, Snappy Ride, the 4 horse, was a tough call for me over the 2 horse, but just a little bit better all the way around. Like, just all the numbers like were 1 or 2 points better. So they're both basically the same, but you get a little bit more with Snappy Ride. That brings us to the last race for this terrific Terry Tuesday at Parx. Again, tomorrow we will be at Gulfstream Park. Thursday we'll be at Gulfstream Park. Foreign Friday will be Shot 10 Terry, as our good friend Don Johnson says. Likes are free. It's also free to follow us, Terry. Make sure you don't miss that content. And how would you go about taking care of that business?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us go ahead and hit that bell to get us programs sent to you, times and things like that. And then go ahead and copy that link and share it with all your friends and come check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, at horse race, number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like. It really helps us out. And then keep these comments and picks coming. We enjoy getting them, and they help us out with the algorithms.
Yeah, Elvis, where did you ride, man? Let us know where you're a jockey at. We appreciate that. We got a couple of picks in here from Ramon. He's liking the 9 race, the 7. In the race before that, he had the 1 horse in there. He was in agreement with Terry on that best bet. No question about that. Don Johnson, leave the picks up a little bit longer. Square deal, no problem. We'll do that at the end. Race number 10, final race of the day. Terry, again, a very familiar distance that we've seen multiple times today.
Yeah, it's 6.5 furlongs, and it's a claiming race, $15,000 claiming price, purse $28,000. For fillies and mares, €4 and upward, which have not won a race since November 4th, claiming races for 12.5 or less not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
6.5 furlongs is the bell bar race, either close or speed. The track is definitely favoring speed. No question about that. So, Terry, in the final spot today, do we find any horse in here that's just going to run away from the pack early on?
Well, they all show some speed there, but that one has lots of speed compared to the rest. It should get to that quarter pole first, as long as it gets out of the gate all right. The 5 has an overlay from 2-1 to 5-1, and the 8 has an overlay from 7-2 to 6-1. All have par plus and all have C zones.
Yes, indeed. And they also all have a preferred running style. The 2 and 7, they want to lead. The 1 that can pilot or co-pilot. These guys back here have a lot of versatility, so they can be really anywhere on the track. The 3 horse is a closer at the start. Our pace picture tells us Lady Zeta and AGNC. Those 2 could be on the front. I think the 2 is more lead dependent, so it might push forward. The 1 might take a little bit more of a tactical trip. As the race comes to a close, Old Head. So that one's got a pretty good late pace advantage, about almost a length and a half over everybody else. It's also looking like it's going to grade out as one of the top total pace horses. In fact, it is, along with the 5 Pearls and Heels and then the 1. So we got a couple of PC types in the EP. So all these versatile horses, Terry, might be the ones to select. Which one did you decide gets the top call?
Well, I like 8 Old Head. She finished in the money in her last 6 starts, winning the last 3 starts in a row, and she can handle the distance. Lady Zeta, the 1 is my second choice. She likes Parx Racing. She's finished in the money 69% of the time, winning 23% of the starts, and the distance won't be a problem. She'll be in the money 100% of the time at today's distance, and she's won 25% of those races. Tara's Talent, the 3 is my third choice, finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. At JNC, the 2 is my long shot. She drops in class today. Her dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
The 1 horse going to get the final call. The 1 horse won the last race yesterday. Was top pick. So let's see if we can go back-to-back 1s. Lady Zeta should be the pace setter today. The Rail Rocks. And early pace was improved in its last start. Old Head, top total pace horse, about a length better than everybody else. Does have about an 8-point late speed advantage over the rest of the field, and not too far from the front runners here. AGNC will be up front with the 1 horse, going to drop in class a little bit today. And then finally, Tara's Talent. That one is a quintessential Tom horse. Is it going to win? Probably not, but it is very consistent, and it likes this distance. 11 times out. No wins, but has finished in the money with 4 seconds and 4 thirds, 8 out of 11. So maybe one of those horses that takes up the Exacta in trifectas for you. Our full picks for this day look a lot like this. There you go. Race number 1, Terry. I think the 7 horse one. Race number 2, the 5 horse one. But what we do know is that the horses that have been getting to the lead have won. So maybe take a look at this. In just a few minutes, we'll go back, and on the description on YouTube, we will timestamp every race. So if you go to the description, you go down to the bottom, you'll see tiles for every race. Maybe come back and look at our picks and see which ones all the data says are most likely to get to the front, because those might be the hottest horses to look at today. Also, some really hot horses to pay attention to today are available over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Free picks for Turf Paradise. You can find links wherever you find us. And as always, make sure you hit the like button, give us some thumbs up, share our content with your friends, and subscribe to all of our social sites you see down there below. All right, Terry, any final thoughts from you today before we part ways and start to head towards sunny, warmer weather down in South Florida?
Yeah, I'd like to say thanks to all of the different people that give us comments today, and we're watching the show, and hopefully they hope they're all subscribed, and if they're not, I hope they go ahead and subscribe. Other than that, just have the great rest of the week, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, no matter how you're finishing out your terrific Terry Tuesday, we certainly hope that your life endeavors, your dreams, your goals, all of them have God's grace, God's favor, and end up in the only place all of those things should ever end up, and that is in
the winner's circle.
Absolutely. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, have a blessed day.